Hello, Craftin' buddies. It's Late Night Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Crafting. I am coming to you at 11:39 p.m. on Thursday, October 2nd. And I need just a minute. I guess my sound is working. That's a good thing. I need just a minute to get both of my devices up. I like to have my computer in case I need to look something up. And it's easier to respond to comments if I need to type something. And then I like to have my tablet up so I can see if anybody joins me. Let me put a quick comment here in the chat. All right. I think we're good to go. All right, so welcome. If this is your first time here, let me know where you're joining from. Please feel free to contribute to the conversation as we create things. It's always fun to have some collaboration, and hopefully I'll have enough water to make it through some time here. I am truly going to try to make this a shorter session tonight, just because I am going to work at the college for a little bit tomorrow, and I have to have a little earlier start. So I still do kind of like some consulting, I guess you could call it. So let's quick go over a couple of announcements. So there are some new products available. Hopefully you can see this pretty well. Oh, let me turn on my other light, see if that helps at all. It seems kind of dim to me. Hopefully it'll be all right. There are some new kits that dropped. I think this is the month, October. I think there's 3 new kits. Oh, there is, because there is a Nutcracker tags kit as well. And just a little surprise, there is, there's a kit sale coming up. October 6th, 7th, and 8th. Kits are going to be 10 to 30% off. It's not going to include paper pumpkin kits. It is not going to include stamp booking kits. Scrapbooking. Did I say stamp booking? It's not going to include scrapbooking kits, and it won't include starter kits. Hey, Sala, welcome. So the new kits should be on sale, and they're pretty cute. Also for October, last chance products have been updated in the list. So this is the things that Stampin' Up! Will stop offering once they're gone. Some things are reduced in price, some things are not. Sometimes you will see bundles on this last chance products list, and that may only mean that the bundle is no longer going to be open, that you would have to buy the stamps and the dies separately without a discount for that bundled price. All right, so there's a few little announcements. Then we've got this craft class that's coming up. It is available for purchase. You can get it through my online store. It is a $30 class. And when it's online, I went to a meeting yesterday and got some, like, the lowdown on everything. It's going to be about 2.5 hours long. There are going to be, it's virtual, so there will be leaders from Stampin' Up. Concept artist will be there, a designer will be there to kind of lead the class. We're going to see some techniques. We're going to hear some backstory about the products. We'll receive cutting guides, so we'll have PDFs. There is a supply list already available, and they will be using the Traditions of Christmas Suite collection. Now, I didn't order the whole suite, and I might go back and order some of the other things. These are little icons of the 4 projects that are going to be covered. This is all they're showing. So it looks like they're going to be really pretty, and I kind of like these holly leaves, and I didn't get the stamp and the dies. I think I didn't get those. So we're going to have the supply list, the cutting guides. There's going to be die cutting diagrams, so kind of like the scrapbooking kits. If you've seen those, it'll show how the dies will be laid out to cut most efficiently to get the most out of your paper. And there's going to be 3 cards and 1 home decor piece. So that should be kind of fun. It's a $30 class. Once the live is over, they're going to like download it and then load it back onto the Facebook page. So because the live will eventually go away, but the recordings, I guess, are staying. I don't know why that's working that way, but that's my understanding. And then Saturday, this week, we've got World Card Making Day. The event, Central Time for here in Wisconsin, is from 3 to 4 p.m. I will have the studio open for folks that are local to me from 2 to 5 p.m. If you need a kit, I still have 2 left because you won't be able to order one and get it in time for Saturday, obviously. But here's the kit that we're working on. Maybe. There we go. So it's a great little storage box and organizer. 5 card designs. You'll make 2 of each card. Everything you need is in the kit. So glue dots, embellishments, 2 different kinds of embellishments, a block, twine, adhesive. So you've got dimensionals on there. You've got the Secret C ink spot. You've got the stamp set. And my market obviously is English. So we've got Thinking of You, Wishing You the Best, a to and a from, Hello Sunshine, Happy Birthday, thanks so much. Then all of these other pieces, if there's laser cut elements so that you have kind of like ephemera, there's labels, coordinating envelopes, more ephemera. All the different card bases are in here. You can see those. So that'll be fun. And then here is the storage box pieces. So this is, it's pretty heavy chipboard that's coated with the decorative design, and it's slick, so it's not like dry paper. It's not that it feels wet, but it's not shiny, but it's more of a slick surface. So here's kind of what the box will be, and then the bottom will fold down. And then you can put the walls in here. They'll interlock together. And you'll be able to put your cards and envelopes, like your pens, maybe your postage stamps, all of those different things. So that's all going to be in here. Whoa. And you do not need the kit to enjoy the class or World Card Making Day. You can work on something else while you're listening to the gals from Stampin' Up! Or the guys. I'm not sure who's leading it actually. And you can learn the techniques. You can hear the backstories about everything. So that'll be cool. Let me get that out of the way. And then we have this 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar. And it has tape. So you don't need to burn your fingers off with hot glue gun. Yes, you're right, Sally. Those pieces already have the tear and tape on them to secure everything. So that's really cool. This 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar. I am pretty excited about this. I had actually brought in, I don't know what I did with it, a little itty bitty little calendar. Because we are 12 weeks from Christmas. So this is the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar. So it's not Christmas, it's crafting, but it's an Advent calendar. If you're looking to order it, the number is 167340. And we are going to take a look at this little puppy here. And there's my little flyer. I'm going to get this out of the way, because we are going to do little sneak peek. So what I thought I would do, isn't this box fun? Now it's really big, and I can see, I love this design. We've got specialty paper like this that's white, and it's like an emboss resist technique, but I'm thinking you can deconstruct this box and make all kinds of fun things out of it. You could cut some of these ornaments out, or maybe even use this like for a scrapbook cover. So many ideas. So this scrapbooking kit, you can see, is pretty big. All right, so here's my hand. I don't have real big hands, but it is, let me get my ruler. So it's about 2 inches thick. Each of these is about 1 inch. Yep. And so we've got 6. It's not quite 12 inches. And then like 11. So kind of like 11 by 12-ish. Neaten up some of my things here that are falling down. All right. And how this was designed is to count down to Christmas. So, like, if you wanted to do it starting December 1st, you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then you would make whatever projects. So this kit has dies, paper, embellishments, more things that are not going to be in the catalogs. It's not in the online store. And I'm going to open up the first box. So instead of 12 days, I'm going to do 12 weeks. I'm thinking maybe one, I don't know if I can wait that long. Let's see what this first door opens. Now this kit, I'm told, would make a great gift. So I'm gifting this one to me, because my husband never complains when I buy stuff like this. So look at these dies. This is the first one, is dies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dies. Let me pull out, oh, and you get the stamp kit too. So this comes with it. Now these are at 80%. So let's take a look. There's 2 of these. So we've got a leaf. So if someone would like, they could decide they wanted to open the boxes and put their own numbers on top of the original ones. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a die for a leaf. Here's a die for that flower. Here's a die for that flower. And then this is another piece, so probably just to put like a layer in the center of a flower. And then, oh, this is a little rainbow. So there's not even a stamp to go with the rainbow. I wonder if that coordinates with some paper or something. See, I was thinking 2 might be paper, because that's like the right size. And then we have a little foliage piece and a butterfly. And I thought I saw a butterfly on the front. So here's a big butterfly. So it looks like this is just a little butterfly that coordinates. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't want to lose them. Yes, layers. I know, Sally, you love your layers. So do I, quite honestly. Like that poinsettia in velvet that we did the other night. That has so many layers. I love that card. It turned out, our collaboration made it turn out really cool. All right, so let me put these in here. Now I'm kind of excited. I don't know if I can wait another week to open another door. I wonder if I should open another door. What do you think? Should I open another flap? Should I open another flap? Hello, Donna Dembinski. Welcome. So you're from Australia. Have you been here before? I don't remember. If you have, it's been a while, but either way, thanks for coming to visit. Yes, open. Angry Bear, welcome. Angry Bear, do you have a first name, or are you just angry? So, number 2. You may or may not have ordered some velvet paper. Yay for you. I really love how those cards turned out. Oh, and these are the cards from last night for those of you who weren't here. So this, we used the shimmer embossing paste. We tinted it with some Pool Party and embossed with the masks. Actually, we didn't really emboss. We used the masks and did the shimmer snowflake on the velvet, this all season velvet paper. I did it with white. And then this was another one. These were just done with cardstock, but look at how fun those are. So anyway, let's go back to, if you want to see how those were put together, watch last night's video that actually went till this morning. So we're still on October 2nd. So I end and start on the same day. It's weird. Let's open box number 2. This is exciting. Well, Donna, I'm glad you've been here. I sometimes can't see all of the names or I forget, so I apologize that I didn't recognize your name, but I'm glad you're here. I've watched an unboxing of this. There are some lovely surprises. Well, maybe I shouldn't wait. Maybe I should just open it all. I think the velvet paper you got is going to have white edges when it's cut. Yes, you can always ink it. Look at this paper. So that coordinates with this is supposed to be a whole suite of products. So let's see what this is. So this is one-sided paper. So it's not like our fancy normal two-sided papers, but we have 2 sheets. It looks like 2 sheets of everything. So this floral design that's kind of abstract, but it goes with the flowers of the stamp set. And remember that this, when we get stamp sets, a lot of times the images are not full size when they're shown on the packaging. Whether that's going to be different with the new packaging that comes out in November, I'm not sure. But these are at 80%. All right, so you know they're considerably bigger because I showed you that. So let's keep looking at these. And again, they're just one-sided, but I'm going to flip them over so I kind of keep them in order. And this is almost like the embossed resist paper we have. So that's in basic beige, kind of a foliage. Maybe I should come in just a little bit. How's that? Does that show you the design a little bit better? And we've got like some daisies-ish going on. That's really cute. I like that. And all these pink tones with the old olive. Now it doesn't have a name on the back of here. So obviously because this is not a product that's going to be online or in the catalog, this doesn't have, the paper doesn't have a name because we're not going to be able to order it. Emotional damage in the past few days. Yes, my hard drive is a little fried. So anyway, look at this one. So this is just kind of like almost like a watercolor-ish on there. More flowers. Excuse me. So this is white on basic beige because there's nothing in here that tells me all of the colors. So we're just kind of guessing here. This is another foliage piece. That's pretty. This is very similar to the Peaceful Garden color palette. Cool. Fun. So by Christmas, January, I'm going to be here in Wisconsin, tired of winter already because I don't like December to March and April. April is when we start getting some spring weather. But we've got some nice fun colors in here. And this again is kind of like that Peaceful Garden blues color palette. So that's pretty fun. All right, I'm going to put those back in the wrapper, I think. And I am going to do what I normally do here. I'm going to slice up the side of my package because that way I do not have to fight with the adhesive later. I can just leave that stuck on there and then I can just slide the papers out when I want them. All right, so that's 2. Let's go to 3. I'm on a roll. This is kind of exciting. Who knew? Who knew? Of course, you know, when I was a kid, around Christmas time, I knew my mother would, oh, look at these. Very cool. My mother, we knew when she started going Christmas shopping, my brother and I would sneak into her closet, which is where she hid all of our gifts. And I finally fessed up to her when I was older. But my brother and I used to go in the closet and we would see all of the things that she had gotten for us. And then we knew what to start kind of begging for that wasn't in the closet. So, let's say I got a Barbie camper. Well, then I knew I got the Barbie camper. I could start getting something else. And Christmas was at one time of year that my parents really kind of like saved up for. They were both factory workers, so it's not like we were really affluent or anything. But they tried to make Christmas really special for us. Look at these. These are so pretty. They're different sizes, and they're not flat sequins. They're gems, but they're not adhesive. So just a glue dot or a little drop of glue will work. Those are gorgeous. And they're kind of faceted, but they're not really thick, so that's nice. All right, so that's 3. I know. It's good to have that incentive so we knew what to be nice for. So let's see what number 4 is. Oh, I'm ripping up my box. I'm just going to worry more about keeping some of the top door flaps open because you could, like Sala said, you could put something else on top of there, right? All right. So these are a bunch of like ephemera things and labels. So here's some gold flags. Looks like we're getting 2 of everything. So those are bordered. We've got some circles. Looks like there might only be 1 of those, but there's 2 of these that have the circles around them. 1 of those, but you could certainly cut it in half. I imagine at some point, maybe they'll put some samples out there. These all have the foiling on them. So again, 2 pieces of those labels, 2 of those. These are really quite nice. Looks like there's just 1 of this rectangular one and 2 of this like cloud one. Those are fun. Very fun. So if you are a demonstrator, you get this for a discount. Plus, even if you're not a demonstrator, you can earn Stampin' Rewards. So it is a $99 kit unless you have joined, whether you're a hobbyist or a community coach or a discount diva or a business builder, you get a discount on all of your purchases. So if you haven't joined Stampin' Up, this might be a good time to join. October, and I'm going to cover that in a minute too. October, we've got a really super bonus. Yes, Sally, it is a great time to become a demonstrator. So this might be just a good time to cover it quick. This is the best offer I have ever seen. And I did get a new team member yesterday. And I'm excited about that because they got such a good deal. All right. So this first option is $125 worth of product. You pick what you want. Stampin' Up! Doesn't say you need to have this, this, and this. You get to pick whatever you wanted. If you wanted to order $125 worth of dimensionals, have at it. All right. So it's whatever you want. And you get it for $35. And basically there's no strings attached. All right. Yes, there are minimums to maintain your discount, but you have until the end of March to meet the minimums. Usually it's 3-month quarter, but we're partway into a quarter. So Stampin' Up! Doesn't count this first 3 months, October, November, December. They don't count. So October is a perfect time to join because then you've got the longest time to get those minimums. And if you want more information on that, just let me know. So with that first order, you would order up to $125 worth of product. You pay $35. You get free shipping. You get a free surprise paper pumpkin kit. you get some business supplies. So you get some catalogs and some order forms and maybe some postcards or something. And you don't have to use those. If you don't want to build a business, you don't have to, but the catalogs are nice because you can always share with a friend. And who doesn't want to, craft with a friend? And then if your friend wants to buy something from you, then that helps you make your minimums. All right. But you get a discount. So when you join, you automatically get a 20% discount on all of your stuff, which is kind of why I joined. I mean, I joined for whatever the joining bonus was at the time, but then I stayed because I wanted the discount. I wanted to support my habit, right? And then eventually I started having more people over, and I thought, I'm just going to start doing classes. So I'm kind of doing it as a business, but I'm doing it my way because I can. Yep. And I love my community. All right. So I don't have a lot of gals close to me that are local to me that come and craft with me. I have a handful of them, but it is so fun to get together with them and we do stuff. So anyway, so the next option would be is if, let's say you wanted something like the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine that's more than $125 because you can't go over that amount. If you wanted to get that with this, then you would do the $189 packet for $99, or still get this one with your smaller things and then put in your first order so that you get a discount, that 20% discount. You won't get your free shipping on your next orders, but you get your discount, you get Stampin' Rewards, you get all the things. And there's so much online that Stampin' Up! Makes available to us, as far as trainings and groups to involve ourselves with. So it's a really good deal. So if you want more information on that, I know I kind of gush about it, but I'm really glad that I joined. And I've been a demonstrator. I started out as a hobbyist since 2017. So not super long, but I've got 8.5 years. 8.5 years. So yeah, I'm coming up to a big milestone. It'll be 10 years pretty soon. But look at these masks. So these are just like our regular masks. They're numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can't see that probably in the lighting here, but this would be number 1. Then you would put number 2 on there, and you can use the same color ink. You don't have to change colors because as you layer on more, it makes those variations in color. And then these are for the foliage, the leaves to the flowers. Oh, how cool is that? Very, very cool. All right. And I love the decorative masks. And it comes with this fun little brush. So it's angled to do your ink blending on there. That's cool. Well, I'll have to give that a try. I am a creature of habit, so I have my blending brushes. But that is pretty cool. All right, so that was number 5. All right, let's get going with this, right? Is the suspense killing you? Number 6. Careful, careful. There we go. Oh my goodness, look at these. They're puffy stickers. So strawberries, flowers, cupcakes, rainbows, bows, and cherries. And there's 2 layers of them. So 6 times 6, 36, 72 of, no, not quite 72. 6, 6, there's 5, 10, a bunch. You get a bunch. I'm peeling a tangerine. Oh, yummy. Now I'm going to be hungry for a tangerine and I don't have any in the house. These are so fun. All right. All right. I don't want you to bite your nails. All right, so here we go. Number 7. Oh my goodness, more dies. Oh, cool. So apparently this kit, even though it's $99, and this would be something you could put to a starter kit too. Did I say that already? What was I going to say? This apparently has about $120 US dollars worth of product. So you can kind of see 2 sets of dies, the stamps, the paper, the embellishments already. We've got 2 different kinds of embellishments. We've got the masks. Squirrel, I know, right? So here's the dies. So those are a bunch of kind of like postage stamp ones. So this is 5 more dies in varying sizes. Those are fun. I'm glad I didn't wait. I don't know how I could have waited 12 weeks to open all of these. I was just trying to fool myself, I think. All right, so number 7. Let's go to number 8. So I think what I should do is, anybody who purchases the kit from me, that's local probably, whoops, ripped a little bit of that, we can do a kit together. Oh, 2 rolls of twine. And it's like the dual color. So it's white and probably Calypso Coral, or might be Flirty Flamingo. It's too dark to be Petal Pink. And then this looks like it might be like a Misty Moonlight to go with the paper in here. I won't dig that out. Okay, cool. So that's 8, 9. Yeah, who wants to be, you know, responsible and grown up? You know, my brother, I ripped this one a little bit. My brother and I think my mother started figuring out that we were going in the closet to see our gifts. So she started wrapping them. So my brother and I would just go in there and carefully unwrap them. All right, so this looks like ephemera. And memories and more cards. Yeah, who wants to wait? So these are all kinds of little ephemera pieces. Oh, cute. So this is like little daisies in there. And these are all one-sided. A cute tag. Oh, these are some cute little elements. Oops. Let me bring in my silicone mat. Then I can lay these out and you can see them. Oh, how fun are these? Oh, a little bird. Some foliage pieces, butterflies, the bows. So these match those little foam, puffy foam embellishments. These are all the same things that those embellishments were. The cupcake, the strawberry. That's fun. All right, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 of those. Okay, they're sticking to my silicone mat, and the biggest pieces match the postage stamp dies. You are right. Very cool. Oh, we might have more than those. I don't remember how many I counted. All right, so let's take a look at these little memory and more cards. Oh, these are 2-sided. So you've got the blue palette with the florals. This looks like it might it'll coordinate with the designer series paper. It's a great day. It's a great day to have a great day. Cupcakes, strawberries, butterflies, bows, the cherries. Wish you were here. How fun is that? I guess that does kind of go like that because this stem goes down. This one goes up though. These are really pretty. Very pretty. Little journaling if you wanted to put that in and do some scrapbooking. Well, that's fun. All right, we've got just a couple more. And I think I will slice this one too, just because it makes it easier for me. I would rather not have to fight with the adhesive from the package. And I usually try to make that just a little bit looser so they slide in and out easy. Okay, door number 9. All right, door number 10. Okay, this is a little one. Oh, more embellishments. You know, I'm thinking shaker card. These are like flat sequins, but they're all in the pinks and golds. Can you see that? This little baggie is jam-packed. Look at those. Oh my goodness, there's like little butterflies. I think that looks like butterflies. Little hearts, the flowers. There's some bigger pieces here. What are those? Maybe it's just a chunk. Oh, it's a bow. Can you see that? That's like a whole bow that's raised. There's several of them in there. Whoops. Oh, these are really fun. Let me get out my silicone mat again. Look at that. Those are so cute. Oh, these are really pretty. There's some stars, it looks like, maybe. Hearts, stars, hexagons. Oh, those are pretty fun. That looks like shaker card material there. This is going to be a trick. They just don't want to let go. All right. So let's see if we can get these pieces back in here. We'll get it. Those are adorable. It's like a little starburst piece. So those have holes in the centers. So those are more like sequins. I got some little pieces on here. And I thought I heard one drop in here. Maybe not. Maybe. Oh, there it is. I found it. All right. I think I have them all off my hands. At least it's not glitter. Glitter makes me crazy. Those are adorable. All right. 11. We have number 11 over here. Now this is long. I kind of messed up that perforated line there. Oh my goodness. Glitter glue. It's gold glitter glue. All right, I'm gonna have to try this on a scrap piece of paper and see if any of the glitter comes off here, because if it does, I won't be using it anymore. Loose glitter makes me crazy. All right, let's find just this. And we're just going to put some of this out on here. Ooh, how pretty is that, though? And I'm going to let that dry. Can you see how pretty that is? So it's clear and the gold glitter in there. And it's not even really like glitter. It's like little speckles. It's like gold dust. That's actually kind of pretty. All right. I think we'll be done. Should I open 12? Yes, I'm going to open 12. You can't go this far and just not open them all. Yeah, I'm not going to stick my hand in it. It's way off to the side. Oh, so this is like more memories and more cards and a little bit more ephemera stuff. This is really a fun set of products. Yes, you knew where it was going. I'm too invested to not open up all of them at this point, right? All right. Oh, those are pretty. These are all embossed. These are all embossed. How fun is that? So hopefully you can see this. So these are 3 cards that have this floral and foliage kind of design. I don't know if you can see those or not. I'm trying to make it so you can see with the light. And then there's 3 that have just these little dainty flowers. Yeah, you can see. There's a little delay. Oh, yes. Oh, these are really cute. Oh, that's going to be fun to play with. Now I'll have to come up with some fun ideas. And then, oh, I need to open these, don't I? Yep. Now these are a little more dainty, a little more fragile, some of them. So there's a couple of circle pieces here that could just be for protection, but they would make nice elements too. So there's actually, I have 3, but I don't know if there was supposed to be 3. And then I'm going to get my little mat out here again. And there's some foliage pieces. That's like Queen Anne's lace, I think. Some more little foliage pieces. Looks like these might supposed to be tulips. Foliage. Some more Queen Anne lace. I'm trying to get to, these are pretty delicate. So when you get these, if you order this, just be careful because these are pretty thin and delicate. But they are laser cut. They're gorgeous. So they're kind of, so this is more of a white side, and this you can see almost like the core might be like basic beige, but the flowers themselves seem kind of white. That's interesting. So there's 3 of these like wreath pieces as well. Those are pretty fun. Very fun. This is going to be a fun kit. So this is like a whole suite of products that coordinate. And I think it's well worth the $99, or more like 80-ish if you join or are a demonstrator already, depending on your discount. So the discount starts at 20%, but it can go up to 25%. So, very cool. So this was 12. Well, that was kind of fun. Once again, you ladies made me do it, right? It's your fault. All right, but that was very fun. All right, whoo. And then the stamp set, there's 24 stamps in here. So, very cool. All right. So, should we still do a card? Yes, a mini embossing folder would have been awesome. But they did give us the embossed pieces, so it would have been awesome if they would have included a mini embossing fold for 24. 24 what? 24 what? Oh, that's still wet. So that's going to take a while to dry. All right, let me set that off there, and I'm not always real patient. Yep, I'll blame it on the people that are across the pond. You're a good sport about it though, Sala, so that's fine. It's all good. Yeah, now I have glitter glued to my finger. All right, so with these cards last night, I had another card in mind that just, it came to me, or 12. No, oh, yeah. I get it now. So when we were doing these cards, something we did on there, I know you did, I don't remember you telling me not to do it. I'll have to look back on the comments. But I'm fine. I'm not surprised I didn't wait. So as we were doing these cards last night, the thought had just kind of occurred to me, like with this sentiment down here at the bottom, to put it at the top, or in the middle rather. So I have, oh yeah. You did tell me not to put my finger in the glitter glue. Yes, that I'll admit, but I have no patience. Oh, and here's that little calendar I was talking about. So what my plan was is we are here for October 2nd. I was going to do box 1, or yeah. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I would count down. I was going to start at box 12 and just count 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more week until Christmas. But we know that didn't work, so I'm just going to put that in my recycle bin because it's a moot point now. It's done. All right, so here's my idea with this one. And I think I'm just going to do it right on the card base. We're going to be brave and daring. This is a piece of masking paper. And I'm going to put the masking paper right across here so that we can put our sentiment right there. And when we have masking paper, it comes here. The masking paper comes here. It's like, what, 5 by 7? Yeah, 5 by 7 sheets. They're split in the middle. And they are super, super sticky. So when you first get your tape, you want to probably put it on your clothes to put some lint on it. Hopefully you could see my shoulder. I was trying to show you what I do. Or you can rub it on your jeans or pants or whatever. And we're going to put this, let's see if I've got this kind of straight. I think it's pretty straight here. Usually I eyeball it, but having the grid paper there, that looks crooked to me. It is crooked. All right, so let's try to do this. And I'm going to look down from the bottom because I'm closer. My eyes are closer to that without getting my head in the camera. And then we're going to go here. And I'm just trying to line up these lines. So let's see how close I got it. I don't usually like to measure stuff. So we've got 2 1/4, 2 1/4. That's pretty good. 2 1/4. Are you serious? How's that for eyeballing it? Nice. It's in the center and it's straight. Sometimes I surprise myself. All right, so that's our masking paper. Now, what I thought we would do is use the masks. Thanks, Sala. Hey, Juju, welcome. We just opened the 12 days of crafting advent calendar. Yeah. I'm not sure if you just came in. I think you probably just came in. Yes, we have been naughty. We did a sneak peek and ended up opening the whole entire thing. So what I thought I would do is go ahead and do some blending on here. But then when I peel the masking off, that's where we're going to put our sentiment. Okay? But I also thought we could do some embossing paste, tinted again like we did for these cards last night. And yeah, we did the whole thing. All 12 compartments. It was pretty fun. All right, so we're going to put this on here. I'm going to tape this down, I think. Let me get, you know what I could do? No, I couldn't. I was going to say I could get my Stamparatus, because that's a nice thing to use for this kind of stuff, but I don't want to put it in the corner because the masks won't work. You can always watch the replay. We literally just finished a couple of minutes ago on it. And then there's some glitter glue in here too, but I'm not going to touch it again because I got glitter on my fingers because it wasn't quite dry. Sally will take credit for telling me not to do it, but I did it anyway. All right, so I'm just going to, since that's masking paper there anyway, it's not going to matter. I'm just going to put that there. And then maybe for good measure, I'll put another piece in here to hold that. And then let's see about marking where our mask is going to go, because I'm going to use all 4 of these tonight. And we're going to see which one, maybe this one will do the embossing paste with tinted. We'll see. Because if we do this one, there's not going to be a whole lot with the embossing paste, but that might be good too, subtle. So that's number 4. Did I see your last message? Maybe tilt the stencil? Oh yeah, that would be pretty, wouldn't it? Then more of the snowflake might show, huh? So if we tilt it that way rather than this way. Yeah, I think that will look better. Thank you, Sala. Good idea. All right, so what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to actually move this off of here. I'm just going to scooch that up so that we have a little bit more room here. Should I move this up a little bit maybe? Since I have it zoomed in a little bit today. And it doesn't really matter where we put it because, excuse me, we're going to put these masks down. So this is mask number 1. And if we do it like this, in fact, washi tape might be better than my dry erase marker because if I rub my hand across it anywhere, it's going to rub it off. So if we do this, that looks pretty well centered to me. Hopefully it's straight up and down. I'm just kind of looking at these snowflake edges here, the snowflake edges there. I think we're good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an edge here and then an edge here so that I can line this up when the next mask comes in. So I will just push that up there, and then I'm going to put another set of tape down here to hopefully help me line it up from a better vantage point. Normally I would use like my grid paper, and then I just write on the grid paper, I just trace where the corner is with the notch. And then what I like to do too is trace like a second corner just so it helps me to make sure that I don't have it shifted at all. Okay. And this doesn't have to be super perfect, but I want it to look nice. So we're just going to give it a play. We'll play with it and we'll see how it turns out. All right, so I think we still look pretty centered because these parts of the snowflake are on there all the way. I'm looking at these and they're just part way with the white showing. You might not be able to see that stencil really well, but we're going to bring in the pool party and we're going to do some tone on tone. And this is 3. I think that's the one we're going to do the We'll have to decide if we want to do the tinted embossing paste with this one that'll show a little bit more, like this, or if we want to do this one, that'll just give us a little bit of tinted. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're right. It's handmade, and they should know that it's handmade. Kind of like when a painter does a painting. There's usually a flaw on it that they know is there. A rug maker, they put a stitch in there that is in the wrong place. Cross stitch, it's a lot of the same thing. All right, and this is starting to look kind of light. One of these days I'm going to have to re-ink it. But right now, we're just going to start blending. Now, normally I would blend off on my mask and then bring it in. But because we've got this masking paper in the center, I'm just starting right in the center. So Donna, you've got spring right now. We've got fall right now. So fall is my favorite season. But we've got winter right after that. So unfortunately, that's my reality. We get pretty cold here. So for us, we get to, if you factor in the wind chill, there was one year my husband and I actually took a trip and we went to a much warmer area, but we had 120 degree variance in temperature. So when we left here in Wisconsin, it was, excuse me, it was minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit with the wind chill. So that is super cold for us. And when we got down to where we were leaving from, we had ended up in Florida to continue our trip. It was 70 degrees there. So, excuse me, it was 120 degrees different. Yeah, it could be India. I've heard that, excuse me. I've heard that just recently about the rugs. And it could very well have been India. All right. So, I think that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and lift this off of here. Now, so that's mask number 1. Now, you can't see a whole lot of ink on there, but these, all you have to do, if you have not used these masks, they're great. All you have to do is run them underwater, and they're clean, and let them dry. You don't have to rub them. Now, when we put the embossing paste on it, that one you want to clean with some friction. Otherwise, that embossing paste kind of becomes concrete on there. Yeah, I have to kind of think about the seasons in different places too. All right, so this is mask number 2. Do we, whoops, crooked. Do we want to do this one? Oh, I don't want to do that with the embossing paste because that's going to put it right over that one and it's going to cover up almost everything with the tinted paste. So this one, this will give us some nice highlights, I think. We'll do this one with the tinted paste. Yeah, we could never clean unless I'm doing the embossing paste. I usually like to wipe mine off just because if I have a tinted ink on here and I haven't, excuse me, if I haven't cleaned it, then when I bring a new ink in, which is going to be wet, it's going to pick up those other colors. So, all right, we're going to use the same color because now the way the masks are designed, unless you're doing like flowers and foliage, they're really designed to use the same color ink throughout because then as you add more layers of ink, it gets darker. All right, so we're going to go ahead and fill these in a little bit more. And again, I'm starting in the middle and going out so that I don't have a big glut of color where I don't want it. And I'm only starting in the middle because I've got that masking paper there, remember? Normally I would start off and move in. Exactly, Sala. And my blending brushes, you can see this one's marked Pool Party. I have over time gotten blending brushes so that I don't have to share them between colors. So for the most part, I have a brush for every color. Now that's not, you know, feasible for a lot of people, but I like the smaller ones. This is the bigger head one. I've gotten the smaller ones. They're a little less expensive and I actually like them better. And it's not like I'm ever doing blending on a huge area that I need the really big head on there. So I do not wash my blending brushes very often. Only like for some reason if they've gotten stiff. All right. So I think we're good here. Let's see how this looks. Nice. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to skip 3 because this is the one I'm going to use the tinted embossing paste with. Whoops. Put it the right way. So we're going to skip this one for right now and we're going to go to number 4. And we'll do that even a little darker still. Okay. So yesterday you had black ink on your stencil. Oh, it was. Sure. Create a little ombre there. So had the black mostly dried? So it was just kind of refreshing a little bit. All right. Kind of like an ombre. That sounds pretty cool. Now these are just little openings on here. And I don't even really have to worry about this part, but I am actually. I don't know why. Because I want to see everything kind of uniform in color, I guess. All right. And I do need to go get my re-inker for the pool party. All right, I forgot I needed that. So the black was dry. Okay, so it doesn't stick to your stencil really well. Okay, cool. You never know if you don't try. There we go. So put that one off. And now we're going to take number 3, I mean. And we're going to put this in here. And we are going to mix up some of our embossing paste. All right, so let's get my silicone sheet. I can get these sheets of masking paper out of here. Yes, it does create that element of layers. Now, I am going to close up this because we don't need this for just a bit here. I'm going to move these out of the way. And then I think I'm going to mix over here because I'm left-handed, so I kind of need this space here. And I need my palette knife. And you can see where I put my saran wrap push down on here, just because I like to keep it pretty wet. That should be enough. It's probably going to be too much. And then I'm just going to push this back down on here. I think even the paste alone would most likely pick up some of the color from the previous layers, probably. But it's fun to tint it too. Whoops, and I got some on me. Oh, it's from the side of here. That's all right. Give me just a second. I'm going to go rinse that off. All right. And I have my damp piece of paper towel. And let's just add, I'm just going to add 1 drop today because yesterday I added 2 drops. Or do we want to do a different color? No, let's stick with tone on tone. I'm just going to put 1 drop on there. And we only did 2 drops yesterday, but it got pretty intense. You know, this was 2 drops that we put in there. It's so pretty though. I wonder if the pretty peacock would have been a good color. Oh yeah, if they tried just a layer of white paste. So Pool Party doesn't have any really vibrant colors on this color chart, so we're just gonna go here. I was just looking at this and thinking Lost Lagoon or Pretty Peacock might look good. And that's pretty light. Maybe I do want to add another drop and make it a little darker. Nah, we'll go with a lighter. You're right, it probably will be about the same because I had more paste and more drops. We'll just make sure this is all mixed up nice. All right, and we're gonna start with kind of a clean slate here. And we're gonna pick up some of our paste and we're gonna work our way through here. Okay, that's pretty good there, I think. Nice. All right, let's clean these things off a little bit. It is kind of a fun sound, isn't it? Not like a chalkboard. And we only had a little extra paste that I'm not going to use, so that's not too bad. And that wiped off pretty good. And I'm just going to go rinse that off. I think my palette knife looks pretty good, actually. And then we'll get this mask off. And I will clean off the mask as well. And I want to make sure that I'm careful lifting it off because I don't want to smudge any of that. Ooh, that is pretty cool. I don't know if you can see that very well. Well, I'm trying to move my camera a little bit here. Can you see that? That coloring on there is pretty cool. Let me just wash this off. And just water is all I need. just water, and it's come off very nice and clean. Whoa. Whew, crisis averted. All right, so this is wiped off. And these 3 masks I just need to rinse off as well. I'm so lucky to have a sink in my crafting space. And the only reason why I do, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but when we built that addition for my parents to move in, we took a bedroom that my kids had moved already. But we took a bedroom, we split it in half. We added half to what is now my crafting space, and then the other half we turned into a laundry room. So my parents wouldn't have to go down the stairs to get laundry facilities. And I said to the builder, we're going to have water there for the wash machine. I want water in my studio. So I got water in my studio. All right, so let me move this out a little bit again. Whoops, wrong way. Sorry. Wrong way, Feldman. Now I can't get it to move. There we go. All right, so we move that out a little bit. I'm going to get these tapes out of the way. Yeah, I do need to get that done before it gets too set, don't I? Because I don't want it to peel off my paste. All right, so now we need to get that masking paper off of there. And hopefully, I'm going to turn this a little bit just because I'm left-handed. We're going to carefully lift this up and peel it away. Oops, some of that paper got saturated here. We'll just peel it from this other side here and it should be fine. She says with fake confidence. No, it's fine. Beautiful. All right, normally I don't have my cards open like this, but today I figured since I had this base already done, I was just gonna use it. Because for one thing, I wasn't even sure that the card was gonna turn out. All right, so I've got this little snowflake here, so I'm gonna stamp a few other snowflakes on there, and we're gonna do our sentiment. The most magical time of the year. Yeah, that's what we did on the other one. So we're gonna put this in the middle. All right, and I'm gonna try to be careful. Hopefully I won't ruin it, because I'm gonna do that with embossing powder. And then we're gonna do this little snowflake here. And I am not gonna stamp the snowflakes off. Yesterday we did some stamping off on them. So on this one, can't use embossing powder, the paste is wet. You're right. That would be a mess. A mess. Although I could take my heat gun and dry the embossing paste first. So here from yesterday, we did some stamping off and I can see them, but they have lightened up a little bit from yesterday. Well, thanks for popping in, Donna. glad you stopped by again. So we're just going to put a bunch of these little snowflakes on here. Just put an itty bitty little tip on there. And I am going to take Salah's advice, and I'm going to let this dry on its own without my heat gun. And I will put the sentiment on tomorrow, and I will show the finished one tomorrow night, because that will be much safer. All right, so just know that this sentiment is going to go on here in the middle, embossed with white embossing powder, and it's a little crooked anyway, so I'm going to make sure that that gets straightened out. So I will do that tomorrow. Your kid is on the way. Yay! I hadn't said anything, so I figure that's your business. Very nice. All right, so clean off our little snowflake, and then we will add some of these like snowflake kind of gems here. All right, and I'm gonna let that dry. I will finish that tomorrow. I am so glad you're a kidnapper. Silver might be pretty, but I'm not sure if the silver, although I do have, they don't have it anymore, but there's a shimmer. There's like a shimmer white. I might use that. Even though you can't order it, it would be a fun look. So I think I might do that. I just wasn't going to say anything. So, Juju, now what you need to do also is make sure that you go to the demonstrator planning place. I tried to invite you on there, but we're not Facebook friends. Do you do Facebook at all, or just YouTube stuff? Do you have a Facebook page, personal page? But anyway, the demonstrator planning place, they are doing, they're keeping track of the people that join in October. And I'm not sure if they're going to do like a special crafting night, or if they're going to do like some prizes or something. You just never know. But I know, oh, you did go to the, oh, you've got Facebook. So if you go to Facebook and look up demonstrator planning place, or I tried to do it, I tried to send you an invite, and I don't know, you might have a different email for your Facebook page than what I have. I'm not sure. But anyway, if you go to the demonstrator planning place, put in to join there, you'll have to put your demonstrator ID and your name probably, so that the admins can accept you. But then there's other stuff that you can get involved with. You can see different ideas and stuff. So yeah, as many people as you can get to be a kitnapper, this is literally the best time. So if you need paper or inks or whatever, $35, and you get $125 worth of free stuff. I mean, $90 of free stuff, basically, you know, so you're getting $125 worth for $35. That is just awesome. And then, Juju, did you say you have to talk your sister into joining under you? Go for it. Go for it. All right, so I'm going to let this dry. We'll finish that for tomorrow night. But if you're game, I do have one other thing that I kind of wanted to play with. So I saw one of the concept art, no, from maybe the artisan design team. They did these cute little ornaments. Isn't this cute? You have 2 people that need to sign up. You go for it, girl. Yes, you go for it. And like I said, I have never seen a deal at that low of a price. So that's awesome. We had a meeting today, and yesterday and today, 1,400 people have joined. So, and that's a global thing because Stampin' Up's around the world. So that is pretty cool. So I thought we could do this. So basically what you need to do is find a circle die or a punch. These are about 2-inch circles, so I used this one for my stylish shapes. But then I also did this one for another one, and I kind of have it started. So I'm going to kind of talk you through some of them. 1,400, I know, isn't that amazing? Because it is such a good deal. Yeah, such a good deal. And then Juju, if you need any help, you probably won't because you're all into all this stuff. You get it. You didn't even have any questions, you know, signing up. So that's great. When you go to place your first order, because I think you should be able to do that anytime. But you should see your discount, your 20% discount coming up on all your stuff now. So that's pretty cool. All right. So this, whatever one you decide to do, you need, oh, that would be great, Juju. That would be wonderful. And then I'll try to send you an invite. There is a mosquito again in my studio space. They're not gone here yet. It hasn't been cold enough. We were in the 80s today, which is insane for October for us because we're usually not in the 80s. So anyway, squirrel. So anyway, whatever size circle you want. The smaller the circle, though, let me warn you, it's going to be harder to work with. So I don't know that I would do one smaller than this. It's like 2 1/8 inch circle. All right. So you need 20. You need 20 circles. 20 circles. All right. And I did 10 of each color. Now, I had done something like this quite some time ago, and I kind of forgot about it. Well, I would think it would still be hot by you. Oh, and for Mississippi, do you call it Mississippi or Mississippi? So is it a shorter version or the longer version? There are always these small flies flying in your craft room. Oh, I know, they're just so annoying. And we have stink bugs. Do you guys know what stink bugs are? They are creepy, creepy little like prehistoric looking bugs. And if you squish them, they stink. Missy Poi? Was that close? Mussy Poi? Missy Poi? Auto-corrected you? I hate autocorrect. Mississippi? Yeah, stink bugs are they're disgusting. You could probably like Google stink bugs and they're just absolutely gross. But if you squish them, it will attract more stink bugs. So you do not want to squish them. All right. My husband has the habit of finding like a tissue and wrapping them up. And I'm like, don't do that. You might squish them and then they're going to stink. I take a little plastic cup. So you do say it kind of with all the syllables. Okay. One of the gals on my team, Linda, she's not here tonight. She was saying, yeah, I think people from down there, they say it like Mississippi. Kind of like if I know people from Oregon and you can't say Oregon, how it's spelled. And it's not organ like a piano and an organ. It's Oregon. Oregon. So where you live, it's important that you say it properly. So anyway, back to this squirrel. 20 circles, 10 of each color. So I've got, this is just old cardstock I pulled out just to play with it. And this is old ribbon that I just pulled out to play with it. All right. Yes, they stink horribly if you squish them. Horribly. But we give them burials at sea. And we have a mound system. So I'm rural. So we're not on like city water or city sewer or anything. We have like a filtration system that works with the layers of the earth. All right. But there's a holding tank and the stuff settles and blah, blah, blah. So every time we put them in the toilet, I tell my husband, yeah, they're probably in the holding tank and they're probably turning into like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something. But they are disgusting. All right. So here's the thing. So you need 20 circles, 10 of each color. All right. And what you're going to do with your circles is you're going to, I scored mine, score in half. All right. And then fold them with the nice side in. All right. So what you end up with then is your circles. So I've got these, and then I have some of the cherry cobbler ones. And then what you want to do is glue half of them together, one of each color. All right. But I've got the nice sides inside. So I've got them folded in half nice. And then I just glue those semicircles together. All right. So pretend I cut these out. I was going to cut out another batch, but I need to be at the college tomorrow. So I just want to go through this kind of quick. All right. So here's 5 more of these. All right. So you need 10. You need 10 sets all together. All right. So here's my other 10. All right. What you're going to do then is we're going to start gluing them together so that they're a whole stack. All right. So I'm going to get my glue and we're just going to start gluing. Now, the reason why I suggest starting with your 2 opposite ones is so that you don't mess up on your colors. All right. So we're going to make sure that I put these were both with cardstock. This one I tried to use designer series paper and cardstock. So we're going to see how that works. And we're just going to glue these together now. All right. And then just try to keep them lined up and flat. All right. And then we're going to glue the next set on. So whatever your strongest adhesive is, you're going to want your strongest adhesive, because there's going to be some tension on these when we get to the next part. All right. So we're just going to put those on there and we're going to make a big stack of these. So 20 circles, score them in half, fold them, glue them together as pairs, just on the half side. All right, to make a big stack. All right, so you can see this is getting thicker and thicker. And we're just going to give this some time to set a little bit. Oh, you do have stink bugs there, huh? They're disgusting. They even, around here, we found a book about stink bugs, a kid's book. And it has a dead stink bug, like in almost like a window card. And I'm like, that is just gross. All right, so this is kind of like my last one. So we're putting all 10 sets together. Okay. And just line them up as best you can. So then what we're going to do is, and my directions are a little different from the artisan that made the post. So I'm going to, it doesn't matter what's the top or the bottom. You just want to make a glue line perpendicular to your fold line near the top on all of the same color. All right, so I'm going to do the cherry cobbler, and I put it a little close to the edge so it leaked out. And then we're going to put it on the next cherry cobbler. And I'm just going to push those so that they stick. You thought there were stink bugs living in there. Where? All right. So I'm just putting it on just a single line here near the top. for every one of my cherry cobbler ones. Oh, and it looks like I did some of those already ahead of time. All right. Phew. In the children's book. Yeah. All right. No, they were ones, but it's still gross. All right. So these are all glued. So now what I want to do is where I have the cherry cobbler glued on top, I'm going to glue the designer series paper one at the bottom. And I don't know if we bought the book or not. If I think about it and I find the book, I'll show it online one of these nights. But the stink bugs are just gross. All right, we're getting there. All right, so those are all glued. And I'm just going to let those kind of sit there for a minute. And I'm going to look for some ribbon. Maybe we'll use something old. Oh, I know. I could probably use I wonder if this would work. The designer series paper. Yes, and you can all enjoy them. They're disgusting. All right, I'm going to make myself a note. We might have bought it for our granddaughter. Stink bug book. So I don't forget. It'll remind me until I wipe that off accidentally. All right, so here we could use, this would be pretty. All right, so I'm just going to take off a length of this. And, whoops, I missed. I suppose it would help if I put the clip back on here. That's why it unrolled. All right. And now what I want to do, this should be pretty well dry. See how that's working there when we open it up? So one side is glued here and the other side is glued up here. So now what I want to do is I'm going to put a bunch of glue in here. And this should, I mean, your junk journals, you do stuff like this, like on your binding, right? And I'm just going to put this ribbon in here. And then I'm going to put some glue here, because this is going to be like that half, when we were putting the half circles together to pair them, remember? We're going to pair the last one. And I'm getting glue on my fingers. And we are going to open this up and glue these together. And I'm just going to hold a few layers kind of together. And let that glue set a little bit. And I'm glad I put the designer series paper as the top edge there. All right, so that should be pretty good. And look at that. And then you can just kind of spread it out. So you'll have a little hole in here because of how thick those layers were of the 20 circles. So what you could actually do is instead of glue this in here, you could just run ribbon through there and maybe have a tassel or something on the end, maybe a bead running it through there. That would be a nice way to finish that off. But how fun is that? Fun little ornament there. And this one has been sitting here for hours and nothing came apart on it because I wanted to do it earlier and just make sure it wasn't going to fall apart. So this could probably be glued up just a little bit higher. But I thought those were really cute and they're really actually quite easy to make. All right, so for this one I used the Elegant Pine Snowflakes Designer Series paper. I just cut out a bunch of the circles with my stylish shapes. Thank you, Sala. And then I use the dark paper just because it's really dark. A lot of people find the dark scary, but I thought that would be pretty. And then I used Cherry Cobbler to pull out the color in the beads. So that's that. And that's all I'm doing tonight. So we had our sneak peek. We had our embossing project that we finished from yesterday. And I actually thought this ornament, I was going to try another one. And you must have really meant it. You like the Gothic one? That one? Is that Gothic? That is cute. But I thought what I would do with that Peaceful Garden paper. Oh, this was not the one I wanted. I wanted the one with the doves. But I thought I would try it with just designer series paper. So here I've got just cardstock. Here I've got cardstock and DSP. And then I thought I would just use, oh, Cajun Craze? All right, and this one I thought I would just use DSP. So I might play with that sometime tomorrow. Depends on what time I get done with my little boot camp for the gal at the college. So, all right, that's what we got for tonight. Let's see if I can make this go back out a little bit. Well, I hope you enjoyed the sneak peek. I did. And then this one, I will put the sentiment on, and it's mostly dry, but I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. And then I'll put some embellishments on this as well. And we'll put the sentiment there and put some embellishments on, and I will post a picture and I'll show it tomorrow night when I'm back as well. So, whoops, I'm trying to type a comment on here. So thanks for joining me tonight. It was fun. All right. Well, I'm glad you liked it too, Juju. And I will look for your info. I think you said you were going to email it to me. I'll have to look back on the messages, but whew, that was fun. It was fun. The sneak peek, I think, was probably my favorite part of tonight. All right. But these are fun too, so give them a try. But I'll post pictures of these things on my Facebook page if you make something similar or if you were inspired by some of this. Go over to my Facebook page as well, which is also Lori's Little Bit of Crafting. Find the picture that matches the project that you want to add to and just put a comment on there and include or just the picture, it doesn't really matter, on there. And that way we can all see what you're making. So until next time, thanks for popping in and happy crafting.